back-to-back filming, back-to-back filming. Good morning, afternoon, evening, welcome back, second channel. Remember a month ago when I did the unhaul challenge that Books and Lala did, where I watched one of my big book hauls and I had to give myself a month to read any of the books that I didn't read from that previous haul in a month. I didn't do it. Like, I failed so astronomically. I'm impressed. So these are the books from that haul that, just them two. Aha, yeah, okay. I think these were all of them. Oh, good lord. These are all the books that I was meant to read in a month, and if I couldn't read them, I had to unhaul them all. However, I have discovered, since getting into BookTube, that if you tell me, well, not if you don't tell me to do it, if I say, I put it on myself. This is my problem, my issue, and it is an issue, because the moment I have to read a book, I don't want to read the book. What is wrong with me? If I hadn't have done that video, I probably would have got to more of them by now than if I had. Because when I put them all on a pile and said, you have to read them, I'm like, no, no thank you, I do not want to. What's wrong with me? Because for me, books are pure enjoyment. Now remember when I said I'm never going to be a booktuber, and I said I didn't want to do it because I didn't like the pressure of having to read X, Y, and Z. Always reading new releases, always reading what everyone else is reading, yada, 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 yada. And this is the reason why. Because I don't like telling myself what I have to read. I don't like putting the pressure on, because suddenly I didn't realize how bad it was, but I was looking at all these books and I was like, I don't want to read any of them. But I do. The only one I got to was Bird Box. I read half of it. That's a lie as well. I listened to half of it because the audiobook is on script. And then I was like, this isn't that much different from the movie. Why am I reading this? So I also learned something else about myself. I don't like reading the book after I've watched the film or TV show, just like you. I struggled my way through You because it wasn't that much different. I already knew what was going to happen, so the suspense is taken out of the book for me. So I read half of it, I DNF'd it, all right? Then we've got the rest. The only ones I want to read from these are Rebecca, and I know I just said it, but I do want to read Jurassic Park because it is one of my favourite movies. And I know what I just said, but I don't make sense, okay? I'm not here to make sense to you or anyone else. I do want to read Jurassic Park. So Rebecca and Jurassic Park, so this is what we're gonna do. Oh, and also I do want to read, I started reading Bill Bryson's A Short History of Nearly Everything. I read a little bit and I was really enjoying the writing style, and I read 4 pages. So we're gonna count that as currently reading and I get to keep it. And now I'm really tossed up about, am I gonna read the Testaments? Probably not, probably not. But would you look at that, it's over there now. So, I thought, right, my channel, my rules, okay? I failed, I won't do this again. I'm not putting this pressure on myself again because it's taking away the enjoyment of reading and I just look like a failure on the internet. I am sorry. I loved the idea, I was so excited about it, but I just can't do it, and I don't want to take the enjoyment out of reading for myself, okay? Please, for the love of God, forgive me. I'm gonna get rid of all these books, okay? That's gonna be, because I was just staring at them, I'm not gonna read these ones. I'm not. So they can all go to the charity shop. I'm going to keep these few here. Okay? Okay? Is that a deal? All right. So that's your update. I failed the unhaul challenge. I won't be trying it again. And I suck. I suck at everything. Okay? When I say I'm going to do something, I just don't do it. Okay? Now we got that admission out the way with. So I was like, how can I make this up to everyone? I failed. I hyped this up because I was hyped. I was genuinely hyped. Hyped it up. Now what am I going to do? How? I could read some, but no. The unhaul challenge was to hold me accountable from all the books that I buy to make sure that I get through most of them. So, to make it up to you, I thought a logical thing to do was to go out and buy 17 books. I'm going to get them and I'm going to leave you just for a few seconds to really digest the logic and how my brain ticks over. Okay? Just really get a sense for how logical I am. It's quite astounding, actually. Take your time, savour the logic. I understand it's a lot to take in. I might have 2 books coming from Amazon today as well. Okay. Alright, so yeah, I brought, will it make you feel better if I've already read a couple of these? Since I brought them? I'm doing better. Anyone believe me anymore? No. Alright, so let's do a shameful haul. I'm not ashamed. I'm a little ashamed. First book I picked up was Treasure Island because I held it in my hand for a little while. I was like, wait a minute. And it took me a few seconds to click. It's a bloody penguin cloth-bound classic edition. Les Mis one, the penguin cloth-bound ones. I found Treasure Island. That is so cool. So it'll match and I can, you know, yay. That was £1. Next one I purchased is for a video, a separate video. This one is a possibility of its own separate video because after my wild video of like controversial, banned, crazy books kind of thing, someone recommended Exquisite Corpse, which is about two male serial killers who fall in love and they're cannibals and necrophiliacs, and apparently it's crazy book. So I picked that up off of 8 books. I think it was only a couple of quid. So yeah, that'll be a nice light read. I wanted to read this for the longest time, and it's Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. And I've wanted to read this for so long, so I found it in a charity shop. It was one of the 3 for £1. It's like brand new, so I picked that up. I'm excited about reading that one. Got myself a copy of Lord of the Flies because I read this in school, and even though I was forced to read for school, I actually really enjoyed it. Again, that was a 3 for £1 one as well. So I've already read this, but it would be nice to pick it up again, just to see, you know, does the conch shell really speak to me now as an adult? I doubt it. I have read this one, I picked this up. I didn't want to include it in my taboo romance video, just because it seemed like a really deep story and everyone said it's gonna ruin you and gonna make you cry. Oh my God. And that's Forbidden by Tabitha Sazuma. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It is a story about incest. It's a story about a brother and sister who fall in love, and it is, I weeped. I was crying my eyes out. Scott came down, I got up super early to finish the book one morning. I was sat in the conservatory on the sofa, and I was just bawling my eyes out at the end of this book. Got myself together, I was like, right, I'm gonna take a shower, we're gonna start the day. Got in the shower, immediately broke down again and started crying in the shower. This book, oh, I'll talk about it in like a wrap up or something like that at some point. Oh my God, such a good book. Oh, it's devastating. Oh my God, so good. This one is a lot of fun. We've already had a lot of fun with this, and this is the dictionary of words and phrases and their origins. So if you've ever wondered, like, why do we say life is just a bowl of cherries, or like a bat out of hell? It gives you the origin of that expression or word or saying and things like that. So I love stuff like that. Scott and I had a lot of fun flipping through that the other day. Also picked up 12 Years a Slave because I've never read it, and I would very much like to. I think that was a 3 for £1 one as well. We got another Stephen King, and that is The Dark Half. You see a king, you buy a king, you know? I think this was 50p or something. Oh no, this is probably a 3 for £1 one. Very good. This one is quite a well-known book and quite famous as well, and it's called The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. And I've never read it. I've never even thought about reading it, but I read the back, and it sounds so interesting. She's a chunky book as well, and this one was 50p. So I've been looking at this one as my next read. I'm like, This one I started the other day, and is The Salt Path by Raina Wynn. And I DNF'd it after 67 pages. I think it was is the bookmark still in here? Yes, it is. Yeah, 67 pages. It is like the most stunning cover ever. Like, it is gorgeous, this book. And it sounded really good. So I started reading it, couldn't get into it, didn't like the characters, couldn't connect with them. I felt the story was all over the place. I know it's a true story, so I don't like saying I didn't like the characters. They're not characters, they're real people, but I couldn't connect emotionally on their journey. The next one I picked up is Saving Missy by Beth Murray. Because I saw this, you know when you see a book in the charity shop and you're like, oh, should I get it? And you're like, no, I'll be a good girl. I already failed my unhaul challenge. I shouldn't be buying any more books, Ali. But then you think about it and you're like, I should have picked that up actually. That sounded like a really good book. And it was still there, and it was 50p. And it's about an old lady, I think. She's really stubborn and lonely, and she starts to come out of her shell. I think she finds friends who help her come out of her shell and start living life again. So that sounds really nice, so I'll pick that up. Okay, so the other day when I was ordering a couple of books on it's not actually ABE-Books, it's ABE Books. I'm calling it ABE-Books. I was looking in my safe for later and found there was a Stephen King hardback, The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. You know, I'm trying to get a little collection of Stephen King hardbacks, and they're cheap, and it was like £3. I was like, girl, very good condition apparently. This is what I received. Oh yes, that looks like a hardback to me, but they were amazing. I emailed them straight away and I was like, hey, the listing said it was a hardback. I even thought it was too good to be true, a £3 free delivery, hello. But anyway, it said hardback, so you know, sort it out. And they were like, oh, don't worry, keep the book and we've refunded you. I was like, oh, sweet, thank you. So yeah, we got that. Free. The next one we have is this. I've already gone through a little bit of this. This isn't one you read front to back, I don't feel. It's called Scorn, the wittiest and wickedest insults in human history. Love me a good insult, and it's just one of those flick throughs, £1.59. And yeah, again, I love books like this about language, about funny, quotes and things like that. So picked that up and had a little look through. Quite funny so far, but not one you sit down and read front to back. Already read this one, picked up the other day. Weird things customers say in bookshops. There's quite a few of these. This is by Jen Campbell, and I've read it through, and it's just weird things people have said in bookshops. And I really need to read you this one because it is fantastic. It's about Anne Frank. Hi, I just wanted to ask, did Anne Frank ever write a sequel? It could just end there. That could be the quote. I really enjoyed her first book. You mean her diary? Yes, the diary. Her diary wasn't fictional. Really? Yes, she really dies at the end, and that's why the diary finishes. She was taken to a concentration camp. Oh, that's terrible. Yes, it was awful. Customer. I mean, it's such a shame, you know. She was such a good writer. Frank ever write a sequel? That could just be the quote. Yeah, so it's really funny, really short book. I think it was only like 50p or something, so did enjoy that. Next one, I've already DNF'd. I hate this writing style of this book. There's no speech marks, no quotation marks or anything. It's just awful. It's a random stream of consciousness, and by page 3 I wanted to throw it across the garden, and I think, oh god, where did I get to? I think I only got to like page 15 or something, and I was like, I can't read this book. It's called Narrow Dog to Indian River. This couple takes a narrowboat to America, and that sounds like my kind of book. I wanted a real like travel-y kind of, you know, adventure journey story book. Something a little light-hearted. It was sunny yesterday, I was sat in the garden, wanted a new book to read, and I had to DNF. So that's 2 from recent hauls that I've DNF'd already, which is a real shame. The next one is called You Against Me by Jenny Downham, and apparently it's really good. It's £1.59, and it's about 2 sets of siblings, and I think one of the siblings from each group does something, like there's a crime, and someone goes and gets revenge, or someone ends up in jail, so the remaining siblings from either set like get together or something, and it's got some really good reviews online, so I picked that up. And the last one I picked up was this, only because I didn't recognize it first. I was like, what is this book? It's Go Set a Watchman. And the only reason I picked this up, I realized, and I'm actually just going to give it to Isabella now, is because me and my friend were talking about this and the controversy surrounding the publication of this book by Harper Lee, who wrote To Kill a Mockingbird. And that's why it like pinged in my brain when I saw it, and I just kind of grabbed it. I was like, wait a minute, this book. Some reason is on my mind, and when I came back and had a look at it properly, I was like, oh, so I might just give this, because I was talking to Isabella about it. I don't know if she wants to read it. We were just talking about she was telling me all about the controversies this week. Anyway, so yeah, that one. It can go to her. I don't think I'm going to read it. So yes, there you go. That is my brain and how we are processing my failure by rewarding bad behavior with more books. This will be my last book video ever. I will slowly retreat from the booktube community. I am ashamed, I am sorry, I am not sorry. I've got some great books here and I can't wait to read them one day. So yeah, I'm sorry, please forgive me. And if you mean you don't have to, I wouldn't forgive me. I haven't forgiven me. I'm just gonna be lost in shame and paperbacks for a while. Anyway, thank you for joining me in this video. I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff. Do all of it, do none of it, does not matter so long as you're happy, and I'll see you in the next video, alright? I will try to be better, and if I can't, we go to the charity shop and we load up, okay? Alright, loving, leaving, shutting up.